Okay, so you are taking notes on unit rates. We talked about what a rate was last week, and so today you're going to take some notes on unit rates. So just as a review, remember a rate is a special ratio in which the two terms are different units. For example, I have $50 for every 2 hours. So one of my units is money and one of my units is time. But it is a rate because it describes how you would be paid. So essentially a rate describes how something is happening. And again, you can pause this at any time if you need more time to write it down. So when we talk about unit rates, we get a little bit more specific. So it's a rate that's always out of 1. So for example, we did $50 for 2 hours, but the unit rate would be how much for 1 hour. And then just with some division, I can do 50 divided by 2, and I can see that $25 in 1 hour. Pause if you need to. I will be checking your notebooks on Wednesday, so make sure that you have all this written. Let's see here. So just make that little note. $50 for 2 hours is a rate. $25 for 1 hour is a unit rate because it is out of 1. That's what makes it a unit rate. We're going to do a couple example problems here. The first one, let me adjust the camera a little bit. The first one, Sally earned $60 for working for 5 hours. How much did she make in 1 hour? So if we figure out how much she made in 1 hour, that is a unit rate. So I would take the amount that she made divided by the amount of time it took her, and that would tell me how much she could make in 1 hour. So if I do 60 divided by 5, I would find that she would make $12 for 1 hour of work. And then this is how we write rates, showing $12 per 1 hour or $60 per 5 hours. Melissa, oh, sorry, that was fuzzy. Melissa drove 200 miles in 4 hours. How far did she drive in 1 hour? So we would divide the distance that she drove by the time it took her to drive it, and we'd find that she could go 50 miles for every 1 hour. And lastly, Miss Spellman bought 4 apples for $2.60. How much does 1 apple cost? So I would take the total cost divided by the amount of apples that I purchased, and that would give me how much 1 apple costs. So I did some long division over here, remembering that decimals come straight up when we're doing long division, and found that each apple would cost 0.65, which means 65 cents. So 260 divided by 4, 65 cents for 1 apple. So again, go back and watch it again if you need to catch more of the notes. Pause it when you need to, and I will do one example problem from each section of the worksheet that you guys are going to work on, which I will be checking on Wednesday as part of your homework.